If you're having trouble with your dog, then there's a reason that 99 times out of 100, every single trainer on the planet will ask you, how much exercise are you giving your dog? Because a tired dog is a happy dog, and a tired dog is a better behaved dog. So in this video, let's talk about some amazing ways in which you can tire out your dog as quickly and as easily as possible so that you have that perfect dream canine companion that you've always wanted. Now, if you truly want to be able to tire out your dogs, the first thing we have to understand is what motivates and what drives your dogs. Right now, I'm just working around my working line Labrador who's enjoying a nice bit of grass. But if I just hang around him, as you can see, he's pretty chill. He's excitable, but he's pretty chill. But watch what happens when I do this. Look at the intensity build, look at his back legs shaking, and he can barely contain himself. The reason is because this thing is the thing that drives him more than pretty much anything else in life. So everything gets more intense, everything gets sharper, laser focused, physically and mentally. And when you understand what does this to your dogs, you can be able to utilize that to be able to tire them out quicker than anything else that you can possibly do with your dogs, because you're tapping into their DNA, what's bred into them for generations and generations that triggers that response. And if you can tap into that and use it to your advantage, you are going to have a dog that is shattered when you get home and will therefore be a much better canine companion because of it. Which takes us on to our second point, and that is, if you want a calm, content, relaxed dog, especially in the home, you need to remember that it's not just about tiring them physically. You must tire your dog mentally, because especially working line dogs like this, they are bred to work, they're bred to solve problems, they're bred to work with you and achieve a task. That is equally mentally demanding as it is physically demanding. So if you want them to be fulfilled, content, happy, you have to tire them out physically and mentally. But don't worry, we're going to start looking at some practical ways in which you can actually do that later on in this video. And guys, if you want dogs that are as well behaved as these are, then simply subscribe to this channel. We make videos like this multiple times a week to help ensure you have the dream canine companion that you've always wanted. So take 2 seconds, click subscribe, and let's get into the next point. So moving on to how we can understand the best way to tire out your dogs, we have to then combine everything we've just learned from the first point with everything we've just discussed in that second point to then truly understand our dogs. Retrievers love to retrieve. Herders love to herd. Protection dogs love to protect. That is what that intrinsic DNA that I was talking about earlier tells us. So we then need to know that, understand it deeply, respect it in the dogs that we have, and then utilize it to tire them both physically and mentally. Now, the best way, in my opinion, to tap into the vast majority of those ancestral qualities that we've just been talking about is the good old-fashioned game of fetch. Sully, this isn't just for retrievers in terms of teaching them to retrieve, but also it can tap in to a hunting dog's desire to hunt, because they're chasing animals. We can get this thing alive. This is now moving, and it's funnily enough that when the dogs go and get it and get their mouth on it, it stops moving. To them, they've kind of done their job. We've tapped into those ancestral qualities in terms of tiring them out mentally, but we're also tapping into those physical requirements of intense bursts of sprint coming back. And then once we've worked on those skills, regardless of the type of breed that you have, you can dust off some gun dog skills to take it even further. Work on physically tiring them out, mentally tiring them out, but work on your obedience. Heel, sit, stay, lovely. Again, incredibly high motivation. Riley, stay. Impulse control right now, massive amounts of obedience. Stay. Riley, And yes, we're working Labradors today, dogs that are bred to retrieve, but I promise you, with patience, skill and perseverance, you can teach any dog to go get something and bring it back to you. It might take a little bit longer with other breeds, but they absolutely can do it. And if you want to know how you can teach your dog to play fetch, simply subscribe. We're going to make a video on that very, very soon, breaking through each individual step with a breed that's not bred to retrieve. So get out there, tire out your dogs physically, mentally, and enjoy a happier dog.